Ready?
Yeah, we've been ready.
Oh, I don't know if we've been ready.
Yeah, the mosquito bite was the perfect segue.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that was us being ready. Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything's going to be okay, bud. I am Ben Kissel at Ben Kissel1, joined by Jerii Aquino.
Hello.
At Miss_Jerii, that's Jerii, and Kyle Ploof.
Hey.
At Kyle Ploof. Check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/diebud. Watch every episode, listen, and also contribute. We're in the early stages still of building our studio, but by Friday of this very week, we're going to be dang near done with it.
Ooh.
Dang near.
Dang near, which is close to finished.
Yes.
Also, shoot us an email, okbudpod@gmail.com. Share us pictures of animals or your thoughts. And yeah, that's basically it on that. Hope everyone had a great Father's Day weekend.
Yes.
We did.
I didn't do the Instagram post, but
Yep.
I do love my father.
Good.
I love all of the fathers in my life.
Fantastic.
I've not been online very much this week.
Fantastic. And Kyle, it was your first Father's Day, or second.
Second.
It was your second.
Yeah.
But the
Second
first.
father.
Yep, go on.
That's it. I just said second father.
Okay. And how was that for you, Kyle?
It was good. We didn't do anything because I didn't want to do anything. I just wanted to relax.
Lazy father.
It's been a whole, a lot of things going on. So I just wanted a day to chill.
I love that. There's a home appliance called a Lazy Susan, but I think they should rename it the Lazy Father. But instead of food that would be circling around that little plate, it's drugs.
Oh, that's nice.
Hardcore drugs.
What a way to relax.
Nice. All right. Well, that's where we start. We start with an email coming in from Brittany. Last episode, we were discussing how Ozempic makes the male genitalia quite buffier.
Yes. And that drove me to the question of what does it do to the female genitalia?
The subject of this fine email, the truth about Ozempics and mounginas.
Mounginas?
Yes.
Uh-oh, bat puss alert.
Which I give Brittany a lot of credit for.
I love that.
Very creative. She says, Jerii asked, what is the female equivalent? She says, allow me. I've been on Mounjaro, and between that, she had the gastric sleeve surgery in 2018, 2 pregnancies, and a total of 100 pounds lost. Congratulations, Brittany.
Wow, that is a lot. Congratulations.
Congratulations for your health, and you're always beautiful. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to what happens to the female vagina when taking a weight loss drug, she says, let's just say my vag has become both bigger and sadder.
Sadder.
Yeah, she said sadder. It's more sad.
You can blame the kids for that.
Yes. She says, like someone peeled back a curtain and said, oh no. She says, it's not prettier, just more visible, like a real meat origami situation.
Wow.
So isn't that fantastic?
It sounds like art. It is subjective.
Yep. She says, love you guys. Appreciate the laughs. And then she also says if anyone wants to talk about weight loss surgery or what it's like to lose the gut and gain an aggressively prominent crotch with a side of oatmeal, a.k.a. loose skin thighs,
Oh.
let her know.
Who's hungry?
Whoa. Yes, please.
Absolutely. Who doesn't like to nibble down there and have some oatmeal in between the legs of our fantastic listener, Brittany? So thank you so much.
Thanks, Brittany.
All right, let's move on to another heroic listener of ours. This comes in from Stephanie. Storms,
Storms.
they happen.
They do sometimes.
They do.
Sometimes they happen quickly.
Sometimes they happen quickly. It's called a flash flood.
You know, I sometimes see those warnings come up on the Weather Channel on my phone. It pops up like, warning, flash flood. And I'm like, does that mean it's going to rain for like a minute?
I always think it means a cloud's going to show me its big tits.
Nice.
Oh,
Yay, it is flash flood. Hello.
Hello.
nice.
Look at the rack on that one. So she says today, this was a bit last week on Saturday, I believe. She says, I was dashing out the door when a thunderstorm hit and floodwaters began to rise. I was literally in the middle of a delivery and ran into the photos you will see attached. And if you do look at those photos, it's a lot of floodwater.
Yeah.
She works for DoorDash. Thank you for what you do, Stephanie. You're a frontline hero. Mm-hmm. Remember COVID? When they're like, yeah, actually, you're frontline because we don't actually want to go and get our own food.
Right.
Yeah.
So then DoorDash became on par with doctors. As of course they should be.
It's dangerous out there, especially when this stuff happens. There was a woman a few years ago was doing deliveries. She got stuck in a flash flood in a parking lot, called 911, and literally her car filled up with so much water in such a short amount of time that she drowned in her own car.
Oh my God.
And the lady got fired because the woman who was on the 911 operator, she was telling her to shut up
No way.
the whole time. Yeah.
911, what's your...
up?
911, what's your emergency? Ma'am, can you get out of the fish tank, please?
That literally happens at the end. It's so scary.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, ma'am, you wouldn't be drowning if you weren't surrounded by water right now.
You would listen to me for 1 second. Maybe you wouldn't be drowning. You see? That's on you.
I do think the people that get into 911 operator, they have an attitude to begin with.
They do. I mean, I can imagine that day in and day out, they get some kind of like a desensitizing to everyone calling at an absolute emergency all of the time. So it sucks to do that.
There was a story that I shelved for today because it's not interesting, but a man called over a 5-year span 911 1,600 times, and he has been arrested for doing that.
Good.
Wow.
They said he was just using it as a friend line.
Oh, that's
Wow. There are those. Those are like the suicide hotlines.
Yes, but the suicide hotline is supposed to be a friend line, not 911.
Yeah, exactly. Use that one.
Use that one. Of course, now they're probably just encouraging you to commit suicide. So, she says, I was in the middle of a delivery and ran into a flash flood. I witnessed 2 people standing by as a father tried to remove his 2 children from the back seat of a car. As a mother, I couldn't imagine not helping. So I ran to the father and helped him carry the smaller of the 2 children across the street to a gas station. I have less and less faith in humanity as days go by. I wish I didn't feel this way. Well, Stephanie, you gave us faith in humanity.
Yeah, you know, that gives me hope in humanity.
Absolutely. And you're a hero, and thank you for what you did. And I'm sure that father, well, if you want it, he deserves to give you a little cunnilingus.
Whoa.
Okay. Well, if she
wants
And
it.
she'll start another flash flood.
Well, that may have what happened. Could be what happened in the first place.
Hazardous.
All right, let's get to a few updates. We discussed in Dominican Republic a roof collapse. This was horrific.
Oh my God, it was so tragic.
236 people killed.
Insane.
Insane in a roof collapse in the Dominican Republic. And it turns out, as the investigation has ensued, the owners of the venue did not take very good care of the ceiling. And as a matter of fact, before the event happened, a bunch of shit was falling from it. And they said, but we already sold the tickets.
What? Oh my God.
This is according to the public ministry, which sounds like a fun rap group. They say the defendant, Mary Bell, was aware of falling debris incidents hours before the collapse, and in response to a request to suspend the activity, they said no, absolutely not.
Oh my God.
They said it's impossible to stop the party because they prioritized economic gain over the safety and lives of the people.
Wow, that would infuriate me if I was one of the many families that have lost members in this fucking part. Are you kidding me? It could have been easily avoided. Someone recommended that this would probably happen.
Absolutely. And the thing is, revelers find a way.
Yeah.
So if you would have been like, sorry, we're closed, the roof's about to collapse, they would have found another way to celebrate.
Yeah.
That's what we do.
Well, that's definitely what Dominicans do.
Yes.
Dominicans do not need a lot. You give them a beat and a presidente, and they are chilling. They're very happy.
So the nightclub, originally a movie theater, underwent a bunch of changes, and then during those changes, there was inadequate structural adaptation.
Wow.
So that was the major problem. Human error indeed. For example, a key column in the structure was removed during the renovations.
What? Yeah. A key column? Like, isn't that the one that's pretty much holding the entire thing up? And they're like, yeah, but we don't need it.
Yeah, but if you thought about how it's going to get in the way of the mosh pit,
Right.
people are going to be able to mosh.
Right.
So it significantly affected the roof's stability without any professional assessment or permit to support the modifications. So this guy now is looking at serious prison time.
Good.
Because it has come to be that he not only knew that the structure was flawed, but also sort of aided and abetted in flawing said structure.
That's insane. Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Horrible.
This guy needs to absolutely face consequences, unfortunately.
mean-
I'm sure he didn't expect or want any of this to happen at this
Of
magnitude.
course,
But,
sure.
But still.
But still, you gotta if
But
you're
it
gonna,
happened.
if you're gonna have that many people in your home, you have to
Yeah.
treat them like guests, and you need to take care of your guests.
Yeah, it's kind of like a certain bar that I work at. It has a kind of inconvenient pole in the middle of everything.
Oh, yes.
Kind of looks like a little stripper pole, and everyone's like, "Why is that there?" It's like, "Oh, well, it's holding up the entire thing."
Yeah.
Yeah.
So instead of removing it and avoiding people bumping into it all the time, because they do.
Yes, it's funny.
We added plush around it.
Yes, absolutely. And
you go.
occasionally a guy or a gal will get super intoxicated and spin around on it.
And we love that too.
Don't we love that? So we will keep you updated on what happens with that fella. I am sure there's going to be a lot of people screaming at him during the trial, as of course 236 people who were loved by somebody
Ah,
are now
rest
gone.
in peace.
Yes. All right, let's get to a less sad update. Joey Chestnut.
Oh,
He has officially struck a deal to return to Nathan's July 4th hot dog eating contest after being barred for working with that nasty, nasty Beyond Meat.
vegans. Vegans.
Major League Eating and Chestnut made the announcement Monday morning, less than a week after it was reported that two sides were in negotiations.
Ooh, drama. Well, our entire democracy is falling apart. But thank God Joey Chestnut and the meat eaters have patched things up,
They
and
were-
he will be eating with them again.
They were in negotiations.
Yeah, they
This is
were
heavy
tough
shit.
negotiations.
This is heavy, heavy stuff.
Yeah, it's like one guy was like was going back and forth bartering to both parties.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause they were in different rooms. It was too contentious to have in the same room. And he'd be like, "Okay, one Beyond Burger a month."
Yes,
and
good.
then and,
Yes,
and
check.
then he can stay in the lane. And then they'd come back and he'd be like, "No, 2 Beyond Burgers a month, full stop, no negotiations." All right, fine, 1 Beyond Burger and some cauliflower fries. That's it. That's all we could do. And it was just really heated up. like
Vegan,
that.
yeah, meatless enough.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, Netanyahu. Who cares about Israel and Iran? We'll talk about that on the Ben Kissel Politics Show when we have real negotiations happening that matter
Seriously.
to the American people. This is according to Joey Chestnut. He said, "I am thrilled to be returning to the Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest. This event means the world to me."
As in, it probably pays him the most.
It probably does. I
Yeah.
think that he makes his money now through ads because he's like repping a lot. I mean, that's what got him into this mess.
That's what got him into it.
So good for him. I'm not sure what the take-home prize is. Is it just the trophy and bragging rights?
I think they have to win some kind of money. Hope. I
Kyle.
hope.
Hey, Kyle, can you search that for us, Kyle?
Let's see.
Thank you. So he says it's a cherished tradition, a celebration of American culture, and a huge part of my life. So there we go. So Joey Chestnut is back. If you have the chance to go to Coney Island this July 4th, number one, be safe because I don't know. It just feels like mass gatherings of people are going to be inherently dangerous over the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Maybe I'm being hyperbolic, but I don't know.
I don't know if they'd try to bomb or attack the hot dog eating contest.
They better fucking not.
Well,
because-
what if there's a vegan outrage?
Well,
Well, the vegans
know?
are not to be totally like, but they are a little weak.
yeah, they are very easily
They're
handled.
They're tired.
Yeah, they are. And, good for them.
Yeah, it's $10,000 for the male and female winners.
Okay.
That's why it was a big deal for him to come back.
I think he's a millionaire at this point.
I think that he
You
probably.
still want revenue coming in.
That's true.
Kyle, how much does Joey Chestnut actually earn? So, most recently, the two sides, they were real mad at each other. But again, they came together in tense negotiations. Chestnut also said, "Well, I continue to partner with a variety of companies, including some plant-based space.
Oh, he's not stopping.
Those relationships were never in conflict with my love for hot dogs."
I'm dead.
To be clear, Nathan's is the only hot dog company I've ever worked with. This is
What?
romance.
Oh my God. He's basically said, I've never cheated on them. We were technically on a break.
We were on a break, and it's not cheating because it's an entirely different species of object, of food.
It's not even meat.
His net worth is about $4 million in 2025.
What are
Jesus.
What are you doing with your life?
Yeah.
What are you, not eating enough, I guess? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
That's the American dream, huh? For
all,
real.
For all those people who are driving to work, or driving back from work, or you're currently at work, what are you doing with your life?
Yeah, seriously.
Joey Chestnut, $4 million last year
Yeah.
for fucking eating his fat face.
No, that's total.
That's total.
That's total. That's lifetime
Okay.
net worth.
Yeah.
Yep.
He says, I respect that there were differences in interpretation. This is so
Wow.
much. It does read more presidential
It reads
than
yeah.
anything I've heard in the past few months.
And anything presidential sounds a lot more immature than this. Presidential is more like, yeah, well, Elon sucks.
Yep.
And he at least I'm not the one with HIV.
Exactly.
Like
Like that
stupid-
fantastic movie we watched.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, Part 2.
Part 2.
Yes.
It was a really good movie. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun English jabs, even though the whole movie was Polish.
Yes, it was fantastic.
Yeah.
Great horror movie. Check that one out.
Yeah.
Nobody Sleeps in the Woods Tonight, Part 2. Also, you want to watch Part 1, but you don't need to understand Part 2.
Will not miss anything.
So you are correct. This is more immature than what's coming out of Washington, D.C. So he says, I respect that there were differences in interpretation, but I'm grateful we've been able to find common ground. And again, he's excited to come back, and he wants his hands raised, and he wants that goddamn mustard belt back around his weirdly not fat waist, even though all he does seemingly is eat food.
Yeah. Hey, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Can I borrow $20?
Please, God. Even just a couple of hot dogs.
Seriously.
Yep. He's won the competition 16 times.
I mean, if anyone knows what a good hot dog is, do you think it would be him, or do you think he just eats them too fast to even notice the quality?
I don't think he tastes.
Yeah.
One of the things I've noticed when I watch my competitive eating channels on my YouTube, just because I can't look away from these people, because again, they're all skinny.
Yeah.
They say their taste buds hit like there's like a wall, and then they do change it up. You're like, salt wall. I can't deal with any more salt. Then he'll have something sweet, and vice versa.
Wow.
So sometimes they'll have a chip if they're eating something. So you get it.
Salt wall.
Salt wall,
Wow.
sweet wall.
Wow.
A lot of walls.
I've been waiting to hit the sweet wall my entire life. Still waiting.
No, you need to eat a lot more cookies.
Yeah.
That's just going to be diabetes.
Hey.
That is the
Well, you don't have to stop there. You can get your limbs cut
no,
off and everything.
What are
yeah.
you talking about? I'm like Nathan.
Don't let diabetes stop you from doing what you love, girl.
No? Joey Chestnuts is doing it. Why can't I?
I think they should call it liverbetes, because I ain't trying to die. I'm trying
boy.
to live.
Okay. Everyone keeps on bringing that up just because I eat cookies. It's fine. Whatever.
Speaking of live, and a small update, a man, we covered him. He's known as the Sperminator.
What?
He has 176 kids. He has spermed them all. This Father's Day, he has said, I'm done giving cum.
Wow.
He's retiring as the Sperminator.
Is this the same guy that just told a bunch of people all over the world that he didn't give his sperm out to that many people, but he ended up having 2,000 kids everywhere?
No, that man was an asshole.
Yeah, he was like a con man.
That man was a con man. This dude was the Cooney math professor, and he says he's turned 50, and he says, I'm done. But everybody, it's all on the up and up. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if he knows the 176 kids that he has, but he's not hiding and pretending he doesn't. I believe the story you're referencing, I don't think that was done with consent and stuff.
It wasn't done with
Oh.
consent.
Yeah.
But also what I found interesting was that he was always making these small YouTube videos about nothing. There's teaching different tips and tricks about random everythings of the world. And then later on when he was answering in court where they're like, how will you care for all 2,000 of these kids? And how can you have any type of emotional connection to all of them? And he's like, no, I love all my kids. That's why I'm doing a bunch of videos on YouTube, because it's me being a dad.
Oh my
It's me
God.
having dad moments all in every topic you could imagine. If you need advice from your dad, go on my YouTube channel and I teach you
Wow.
about everything. And it's
That
kind of,
is, He wants the same relationship with his children as an OnlyFans model does with their subjects.
Literally.
Yeah, all his videos are probably monetized.
Yeah.
I'm getting at least 200 views because I have 200 kids.
Yeah, he had more. You would get a couple of thousand if they watched, if they cared about their father.
Yeah. Who jerked off in a room for them.
Yeah.
They still do old school porno mags in those places.
Wow.
They don't do the
That's
high
so
tech.
fun.
Yeah, they don't do the high tech porno.
Why don't they have they should have like an iPad, like just like, like attached to the wall.
They should have a lady doing it.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah, they should. You should be able. Well, now with the rise of AI, which again we will be talking about.
Yeah,
quite
there
a
could
bit.
be some touchscreen options for you to choose your own path.
Just stick your dick in a wall.
Yeah,
No.
get
Robot hand just go up your ass.
Oh my God. This is getting off the rails.
a prostate child.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one way to do it. And a gal, they could have the machine. I mean, women are already using like the T8000 to fucking get them going. I've seen some of those machines.
Wow.
Holy hell.
Wow.
That vagina's strong.
Okay.
It
Yeah, I
is.
mean, yeah, it is. It's, the world's greatest rubber band.
Wow, I never heard that before.
I never said it before.
That's really fantastic. The world's greatest rubber band, the female vagina.
Why, you could use it to snap someone's arm?
Oh, you could. Vagina dentata. Vagina dentata. You ever see the movie Teeth?
No.
That's what it's all about.
Well, that sounds like a friggin' nightmare.
For the guy that raped her.
A toothy vagina?
Yes.
Vagina.
Oh.
She was getting ripped by this guy, and then he's like, oh no.
Chomp.
Yep. And then she goes to the doctor, and then the doctor is like, oh my God. Nurse, get in here. She has vagina dentata. And then it's like, dun dun dun. Yeah.
Sounds like a dance. Let's do the vagina dentata.
Let's go. And of course, that's where you have teeth in your pussy, and it gnaws off anything that enters it.
Wow.
Yes.
All right.
Nice.
Well, speaking of someone who needs to have their penis gnawed off, let's go to the Jersey Shore. This is
I like that one.
be careful out there.
Oh.
Anywhere you go, specifically the bathrooms on the boardwalk.
Oh, God. Why
Right.
would anyone use those bathrooms?
Well, you use it at the worst possible times when it is like you look at your friend and they're like, oh, wow, you have to go. Like everything's done.
Yeah.
We are waiting. Stu, Sam, whoever is in there, you got to get it done.
Yeah.
Well, apparently cops in Ocean City, they have not caught this bastard yet. They are trying to find whoever hid multiple pen-shaped spy cameras in the bathrooms up and down the boardwalk. So this person not just has a duke or a poo-poo or a pee-pee fetish, they have carnival shit fetish.
What the hell?
They
Oh
want
my
the shit
God.
that someone has to create on the boardwalk.
Oh, like
Yeah.
spin art?
Yeah. Like that isn't your normal, like, I'm not going to say I can see, but you put a camera in a bathroom, maybe like a steakhouse. You're like, okay, maybe, I don't know. But boardwalk shits, you've got alcohol. You've got
yeah.
corn on the cob.
Oof.
You got sweet, you got ice cream in there.
Yeah.
Heat, which for some reason
Oh
does
my
affect
God,
it.
yeah.
Say heat stroke
Yeah,
shits.
totally.
Oh.
Beers.
Beers, just everything that can make your body say, whatever you put in me, we're going to have to do something about this.
And maybe you hopped on a carnival ride or two, or you got spun around a couple times, and your stomach's like, this is going to have to come out one way or the other, right?
You might even get a little hork in there.
Yep.
He might be getting some spew out of every single hole. I'm saying he because I would be, and correct me, and I will say if I am wrong on this.
Yeah.
But I am assuming that this is a man's doing.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
Girls gotta go, girls gotta go.
No, I'm saying the camera.
Yeah, the setup.
Oh, yeah, that definitely sounds like a guy.
Yes, but when it comes to who is going, no, that's bipartisan. That is unilateral.
Yeah.
Everyone, man and woman, because again, we all share something in common, and that is the anus.
Yes.
Which is why we need to stick together.
And we're all making poor choices on boardwalks.
Apps, just being there is a poor choice.
Exactly.
So tourists, they began visiting these bathrooms, and then all of a sudden, they're like, well, here's a hidden camera. And you can see the hidden camera here.
Oh, my God.
And it is, again, the size of a pen, maybe slightly larger than a pen. But people are like, well, why the hell is that there?
Yeah, maybe a marker.
Maybe a marker, sure. So the recording device was found behind a trash can in the bathroom.
Ah, well, that's the first suspicious thing. There's never trash cans in a porta potty.
No, because they just get real gross real fast.
Yeah.
But the more disgusting thing about this, which makes this even perhaps more criminal, it was found on the floor of a family bathroom. And you can just imagine the stressed out mom and dad when they got 3 kids and they all got hit with the same fucking God knows what flu from the corn on the cob they just ate, the butt flu that they just got from whatever elephant ear they just consumed, and then they're in there trying to save the vacation.
Oh my God.
And then all of a sudden you look down, you're like, is that a fucking camera? You moron.
Are you kidding me right now?
Are you kidding me? So the tourist initially was like, oh, that's a pen. And then strangely enough, they picked it up, which I would not do.
No. That's what I think. Like the guy comes in and is like, you think I'm gross? You're gross. You picked up a fucking marker behind the trash.
That's hilarious.
But they're tourists. So maybe they come from a place where they try to keep things clean and don't just completely destroy everything in their path.
Like Switzerland?
Yes, Switzerland, Japan.
Yes.
So, but after unscrewing it, they realized that's not an ink cartridge. That is a charging port and an SD card.
Whoa.
Police say they do not yet know who put the cameras in the bathrooms. They are also attempting to work out how many potential victims there may be. So if you are in Ocean City and you were on the boardwalk this past weekend, you took yourself a liquid steamer, I would demand the footage. I'd be like, I'm going to want to see that because that's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, actually, I'm going to want to see that to demolish it and make sure it never lands on anyone's eyes.
Yeah, sure.
Except
The
for
footage of the poop.
Except for,
Well,
whatever one true love that you end up with, because your one true love always ends up seeing you take a shit at some point in your life.
Well, food poisoning just comes at you at the worst times.
It always does.
Wedding nights or,
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
During sex, whatever.
I don't know if anybody just sees it. They might hear it.
Yeah.
No, you know, when sometimes they're like, well, we've loved each other long enough. I'm leaving the door open.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
You don't do that, huh?
No, that's like a very aggressive move.
Love is a very aggressive choice for many couples.
Always love.
Can't handle me taking a shit, to close the door.
So if you were there, please let the police know that you might be documented taking a deuce. I will say this, though. It doesn't seem like if the camera is outside of the toilet, oftentimes they place it inside the toilet so you get the sit-down approach, and then they like to see what flows through it. So I don't even know what kind of footage this perv is trying to get. But nonetheless, hopefully they can find him. I would assume the SD card is like going to... It's got to be IDable, right? Trackable, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, does it look like it can fit a SIM card?
What if it goes right to Chris Christie's house?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, big old fat fuck. In my defense, I can't touch my dick. I haven't been able to find it in months.
Yep.
All right, so be very careful out there. Let's move on. Let's continue with some tech talk. 23andMe. Apparently, they went bankrupt.
yes.
So that's an indictment on all of you.
Why?
If you fucking gave your DNA to 23andMe not good enough,
Yeah, your heritage
Oh,
is
yeah.
worthless.
Yeah.
they are
yeah.
bankrupt. And so a lot of people did that, and they were like, I want to know if I'm half Dominican or if I'm half, maybe I'm from Africa, so then I'm like, I look white, but I can say the N-word like someone that we possibly may know.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
But you can't.
Yep.
Still can't.
No, culturally not
Yeah, no.
appropriate. So states are going to take legal action against 23andMe because during their bankruptcy, they're having a fire sale, not just on office equipment, on your genetic information.
Uh-oh.
27 states and the District of Columbia, which might be sold to Peter Thiel
Oh.
in what's being called a freedom town.
But then what do they do with all of this?
Yeah, that's above my pay grade. I just know they're trying to sell it.
It's weird. Like, what do you do? I would not know what to do with someone's DNA. I'd be like, ugh.
Maybe
this DNA looks worse than mine.
You study it, and then you're like, that DNA, oh, that person's definitely Polish. Look how the DNA is all dumb. Shit like that.
Oh, okay.
So they are going to take legal action against 23andMe in U.S. bankruptcy court. They are saying you don't have the right to sell our genetics testing You don't have the right to sell our genetic data because who are they going to be selling it to? Probably Palantir.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Don't even get me frickin' going. So the state contends 23andMe has no right to sell their customers' genetic identities to the highest bidder
Well, yeah.
unless the company first obtains express informed consent to the proposed transaction/transfer by each consumer
His parents.
impacted.
Unless each consumer's parents give you permission.
Basically, that's it.
Yes.
Basically, that's right.
Yes.
So they want the bankruptcy court to rule whether and to what extent the genetic company can sell and transfer to third parties such intimate customer data without first obtaining the expressed informed consent of its customers. I would assume this would play into marketing and then probably go into your health care. And I just don't really want everybody knowing all about my insides and my DNA gunk.
Yeah, and also I feel like this could be solved easily with like an email.
Yeah.
Like a mass email to anyone that's ever put their information into 23andMe and be like, hey,
Well-
we're planning on selling the business and we're taking all of our DNA with us. Should we throw yours out or can we pass it along to the next buyers?
Well, at the very least, you need to give me my fucking money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're selling my DNA? I want my money.
Yeah, and
That's
it's not
very
even
true.
it's not even just the genetic DNA like showing you where you're from and stuff. I believe there's health data as well. Like so,
Oh, shit.
if they know your chance of having heart disease, so then they can buy an insurance company and then sell you life insurance at a premium rate because they already know.
Oh my God.
Oh, they're gonna
how
screw
far
you?
is it gonna go?
How far is it gonna
shit.
go?
I'm not even smart enough to have thought about that ahead of time. That's crazy.
So that's why people I think are really freaking out is because it can be used in so many different ways.
Yeah, they're like, this DNA is an alcoholic.
Yeah, fuck.
So we're going to throw them a bunch of beer commercials from now on.
I'm just genetically predisposed, but I got a good handle on it.
Well, yes, that's exactly what can happen. And they're stealing the most intimate things that make us us. And then again, just selling them to God knows what. And I don't want to know the company and the billionaire oligarchs that look at DNA being like, I must have that and I want that.
I know,
Because it's
right?
not going to be for something good.
Seriously, all I wanted to know was if I really am like an eighth Italian on my dad's side. So I wasn't trying to get
That's
you guys
it.
all to figure out my secrets.
My brother did it. My parents did it. We found out we're 15% Ashkenazi Jew.
Yo.
Made my father feel good. I am fine with it. I called my New York dad and I was like, I'm one of you.
Yeah.
It was fun, but is it worth it to just basically find out what you already know, which is you're basically kind of like what you look like?
Well, I don't know. That's the thing, because so many of the men in my family kind of went missing as far as like grandfathers and great grandfathers and stuff. I mean, we asked my great grandmother. My grandmother asked her, like, hey, so, like, what's the story with my dad? And she was like, I don't know, I fucked this Turkish guy once. And so we think we might be, like, an eighth Turkish on my mom's side, but we don't know. 'Cause that's all we have to go off of.
She just fucked a Turkish guy, huh?
Yeah, like in Dominican Republic. I think she, like,
good for
she
her.
was, like, a maid in their house.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hot stuff.
Yeah. So who knows? I don't know. I've always wanted to do 23andMe just to like confirm these little stories.
Right.
Because we don't have any other confirmation.
I think there's another one you can use.
Ancestry.com.
Ancestry.com.
That's what I did.
Well, are they the same conglomerate?
No.
No, they're slightly different. I mean, it's the exact same issue that's going to happen.
It's
but-
through
Yeah.
Amazon, so it's probably even worse.
Yeah. It's,
Oh my God.
But that's what I did. We ended up finding like 2 new uncles and 3 new aunts. My grandfather apparently cheated on my grandmother a million times, and we found a whole new family in Florida.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
That's wild.
crazy.
And they
This
all-
happened like 2 years ago.
And they all have very like circular heads like you.
Yeah, they do.
That's fantastic. I love that. Yeah, Kyle is the only head where, remember the Wii? Where his knee actually looked exactly like him. Everyone else was like, yeah, I guess that's me. Sure, it has red hair.
And he was like, uncanny.
Wow, unbelievable. This technology is incredible. Is that facial recognition?
Right.
You round-head motherfucker. So be careful and reach out to your representatives if you did use 23andMe, because again, only 27 states, which means 23 states, are not suing, and it's going to go to the highest bidder, and God knows what that information is used for. It can't, no matter what, I just don't want somebody else to have it. But that's the danger of using these private companies and pretending that they're going to secure your data because you signed an agreement, but then all of a sudden they're like, we filed for bankruptcy. Nothing matters anymore.
Seriously.
Which is pretty frickin' crazy. All right. This is a consumer alert. I'm a consumer. Alert.
Oh my God.
I'm a consumer. Alert.
Wow.
The FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation, they have issued an urgent warning to 150 million iPhone users.
Uh-oh.
They say if you get this text, you better delete that.
Yeah.
The FBI is warning that there is an innocuous seeming text message that is making the rounds, and you need to delete it immediately if you get it.
And it's obviously from your ex. You know better. Delete the text.
Delete the
Do not read it. Just delete it.
delete it, don't read it. Or, as I have learned, you're supposed to actually keep them.
Oh, for receipts.
Yeah,
Right.
because there was a couple of people, if I could have just saved the crazy text that they would have sent me, everything would have been fine.
Yeah.
But so I guess you have to keep them now,
Them.
store them in your cloud because you can't trust anybody. 'Cause
Yeah,
everyone's a
yeah.
money-grubbing fucking piece of trash.
Yep.
Who wants to take the little things that you have built for your life, even though you come from nothing, and they are fucking too lazy to do anything, and they think they can just steal from you, but they can't, and we're gonna fucking win.
Yeah.
Americans have been bombarded with text scams. According to Forbes, there has been a surge, a 700% surge in this month alone. So what is the text, you might be asking?
What is it?
They are posing as the DMV, the Department of Motor Vehicles.
The DMV does not text you.
Yeah, I know, they don't even call you back.
Yeah, seriously.
They
All
barely let you in line.
They
Yeah.
barely let you in line. Then it's like, oh, take my picture. It's like, what, are we serious again? So the message looks like it could be legit. It tells people if they don't pay an unpaid toll or fine, and I actually got this now that I'm thinking about it. And the funny thing is, I just deleted it thinking it was real, but I don't pay fines. So
Oh.
technically, I outsmarted it by simply being a bad citizen.
I think I do the same thing too.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
and anyone that calls me that sounds slightly businessy, I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
not dealing with that. Hang up.
Yep.
Half of them are spam calls that I'm saving myself with. Half of them is actual debt building up. Oh, to be a human.
Well, you'll pay it all off in one lump sum like I did.
Ah, nice.
That's how you do it. That's how you beat the entire process. Your credit score will still be trash, but who gives a shit? So, they say you've got unpaid tolls or fines, and they might be subjected to having your driving privileges revoked or jail time. So they are scaring you with jail time, or again, saying you ain't gonna be able to drive no more.
Oh,
I got this text.
Did you?
Yeah.
I swear to God, I did too.
Me and Kaylina both did.
And what did you respond?
I did not respond at all. I was like, there's no goddamn way.
Oh God, Kaylina sent them.
Yeah, she probably sent them everything.
No, she's too trusting.
Oh, I'm sorry, I'll
sounds
get on that. No, she doesn't have a license. That's why she knew they were full of shit.
Thank God she doesn't.
doesn't?
Have a license. That's a whole nother. We'll get into that later.
okay.
For reasons of legal reasons, or just she doesn't want to drive.
No, she's freaked out by driving her aunt passed away in a car accident. It really freaked her out, so she doesn't drive.
Oh.
So the text includes a link and instructs people to reply to the message and then open the link. Do not do this, because what happens is they put malware on your phone, and then they go in and they steal all your information from your device, and they collect your payment information, and then from there they steal your identity and steal whatever money you have. So be very, very careful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just checked my phone to see if DMV ever hit me up with this fake text.
What do you got?
And I have, this is your final notice of our records show that you still have an outstanding traffic ticket.
Scam!
That's obviously fake.
Scam! I think I'm on to you. Oh, what's that, officer? I'm being arrested. Scam!
Oh my! I thought it was fake. I deleted it.
It is fake. Fuck it. That holds up in court as far as I'm concerned.
Damn it! I don't have the fake one. How come I don't have the fake one?
You have. That's
I deleted it immediately and did report spam.
Everything is fake if you make it. I mean, what is real anyway? What are we even doing here?
Right.
What the fuck is this place?
Man,
Stupid snow globe.
I'm really gonna need to borrow $20.
Yeah. I know that's a sad thing. That's all it is. When I had to go down to the Tombs, it was $20. I was like, I can't believe, but whatever.
Yeah, they're like, but if you pay it after the 17th, $118.
I know.
It's like, what?
The crime hasn't changed.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm a little tardy. So, according to a representative, they say these scam texts lead to phishing websites designed to steal people's credit card information and make unauthorized charges, which I did recently have an unauthorized charge for a bunch of women's shoes.
Damn it.
And they said, is it...
You saw that?
I would have just... You just have to ask me. You ask me, and I'll say, yes, here are your shoes.
Here are your shoes.
Here are your shoes.
Yeah, and if it was me, I'd be wearing very shiny shoes right now.
Oh.
Not the same flippity flops I'm always in.
These scammers flood phones with texts, hoping to trick unsuspecting people into handing over their personal information. So don't do it. And it's not just our grandparents and our parents anymore. Apparently, they have seen an uptick in basically every age group because they're getting so good. I was showing Jerii one of what I guess is a fake message on my Instagram.
Where
the person, the person said, "Oh, you're so hot, I want to suck your dick. I can't wait." But they commented on a story.
Whoa.
Yeah. But then they said, "Oh, I can't even use my real account because I love you so much." Yeah. Then another one today was like, I don't know if chicks reach out to men, but it was a dude in the picture. So anyway, I still got it.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you.
So be very, very careful out there if you are receiving these scams. And also, it's a great excuse if you do owe money, and then you can just be like, I'm sorry, I deleted that because of the scams. What are they going to do?
They're like so many scams.
So many fucking scams.
You know, one scam text I do get all the time is from the mail. It's from the post office. They're always like, we lost your package, and we tried really hard for it to come here. And I'll be like, I have no package on the way.
Yeah.
But I get a lot of like those texts, and they're like, it's lost in transit. Open this link so you can track it and find where it's at. And it's I think not.
Dude, I just got one from your Amazon.com order has been canceled as suspicious activity is detected. This is not, I don't know if this is exciting, but look at all these. They've been coming in forever.
Oh, damn.
And I just never respond because I never order from Amazon.
That's wild.
They're really trying to get you.
God.
Yeah, little do they know I'm a Luddite and I still go to the fucking store.
Yeah. Support your small businesses.
Also, I'm just going to say this. Maybe it'll come back to haunt me, but we got to support Justin Bieber.
The bees.
Oh, yeah?
He's going through it. Right,
is
I've
going
been
through
We've
it.
all been through it. Bieber's a good dude.
Yeah.
And apparently he had to cut a friend off. I have to cut a lot of friends off because you can't trust anybody. And he is a fuck ton more famous than I am.
Yeah.
Right? And apparently, so he cut this friend off. And then to prove that the friend wasn't trustworthy, the friend took all the texts that Justin Bieber sent him, being like, fuck you, don't talk to me, I hate you. And he's like, look, Justin Bieber's unhinged. He texted me all this saying I wasn't a good friend. And it's like, obviously you're not.
Yeah,
Oh
no
my
shit.
God.
Because you just released all of the texts that Justin Bieber sent to you in confidence because you're a fucking piece of trash. And of course, the article is frustrated Justin Bieber ruthlessly cuts off friends. He's not a friend and he didn't fuck off. So I'm on Team Biebs. I'm team anytime a celebrity has a breakdown like the Biebs or Britney, I understand where they're coming from. Not that I'm that level, but these people get driven mad.
Yeah.
Was it you telling me, Kyle, Christina Aguilera, all the friends around her are backstabbing her all the time?
Oh yeah, someone
Really?
else we knew was with them, and I was there at Madison Square Garden doing talent transportation, and I was standing next to Christina Aguilera. All her people,
Talent transportation.
Yeah, we were shipping them.
Taxi driver.
Yeah.
Wow.
driver.
Hey, I was allowed backstage. I was getting them in to see the producers.
I love that.
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of people were like, Christina, you're the best ever. You're the greatest. And she was like, oh my God, yeah. But then the person we know said, as soon as those people go away, they're like, isn't she crazy? She's a fucking piece of shit. Very mean.
I will never understand people that do that.
Nope. And if you're around people backstabbing other people, just trust when you turn your back, they'll be backstabbing you because they're weak and they're pussy fucks.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's an articulate way to say that?
Shallow.
Fuck.
Pussith fucketh.
Pussy fucketh. All right, who's not pussy fucketh is the people on our Patreon. Let's go. What do we got? Anyone in the chat? Let's kick off Monday right.
Oh, man. Vanessa, she double-checked her vagine to see if,
What?
if hers, all her vagina is still
Did
good.
she check to see if she could see it?
Yeah, she said, I'm currently on Ozempic and my vagina has not grown. Did I just look down and double-check? Maybe.
That's amazing.
But my statement still stands.
Vanessa continues to be a legend.
Yeah.
Good job, Vanessa. Happy the scooch is doing good.
Yep.
Critical Clips was saying that they worked for USAA and so many lonely veterans called in. They were not allowed to hang up with them unless they were cussing them out.
Oh.
What?
Okay.
So that was the people who were calling 911 and stuff all the time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's sad.
Yeah. Chris G said he talked to a guy who said he bought 38 me, 23andMe for his girlfriend, and she found out that she was adopted because it was 0% Jewish. It was a whole thing.
That's
oh my
insane.
God! See,
That also happened to a show I was actually cast on. It was supposed to be a big show on ABC, and they all made us do Ancestry.com stuff, and I found a new family. A whole bunch of people found out a new family, so they were getting in trouble. People were threatening to sue, so they ended up canceling the show. I would have fucking been on a major show.
Oh my
That
God.
is insane. Damn. Oh my God. I've been telling my older brother that he's adopted since our entire
You
lifestyle.
bastard! My brother's tried to do that to me.
Constantly. I'm always like, hey, you know how you don't really look like us? Is it because I look at my dad? I was like, come on, come on. You guys had like a break somewhere in there, right?
Yeah, if I didn't look exactly like my fucking mother, it would have worked.
That's hilarious.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back all week. Rate and review, leave comments, spread love and joy, and we'll get through everything together. Hail yourself. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.